So it's January 10th, 2022. I had my first trade that I did record, but I had no audio, so that's all right. I just wanted to go over that really quick for the journal. We had this small range being put in. There was a large increase in volume, so it seems that there's definitely some buyers here absorbing as a potential and coming back as well on the 15-minute. We see that this is potentially below these lows. Back here from Thursday, a possible area of strong demand or demand of untested demand of some kind. So I got to the screen here and I'm seeing this range being put in. We high ticked here, so this is kind of starting to set up for a potential to at least test this low. We already tested it here, and if I could get some kind of setup to break this low and push back down into that demand, and if there's large buyers here, my expectation was that we would push down below this low anyway, take out this liquidity, and that should be good for a short trade. And there was really no volume of any kind in here, so once we pushed up above this high here and rejected with a tiny bit of absorption, not really much, I entered right here, and it was a little bit ahead of taking out this demand. So my expectation was that we would take out this low side of range. It was a little bit risky because you could definitely be caught on the safer play would be wait for this demand to be taken out, but then you're way down here after the push and then maybe it doesn't come back, and that's what happens often. So I anticipated the concept of the trade to take out the low side of range, and I entered here at 37. And we see the thing I didn't like about this trade is that I was entering right at basically the point of control of value. So, and then I locked in 10 on this push down, and then the next time it tried to go break below this volume, I locked in 14 and I was taken out. So good trade overall. This is setting up for a long try. We have taken out this short-term supply here, so not the best price here at 55, but I want to get the trade rather than missing it, so I'm going to take worst price and see if I can push get this trade up through these tops and all the way up to take out some of this liquidity higher. Only thing that is not great is that we have this swing from here, this seller from here all the way down basically to this swing low. This is a high tick, so coming from a high tick is not ideal, but we had a nice increase in volume. This last buyer taken out here, and we'll see. Coming back now to test this LVN here. So if this doesn't really hold here, I'm not going to really like this trade anymore. Like I said, I did get in a little early to make sure that I get the fill, but that's also a little more risky, so we'll see. I got pretty lucky and survived by one tick on my stop, but so what we'll see quite a bit is those little shakedowns before the move up. So, but now I'm right at my price, so needs to push here pretty quickly. Needs to go here, putting in a slight bit of increase in volume at the highs. And as soon as we can break this little swing high at 62, I'm going to manage this pretty tight. I'm going to reduce my stop to the 51 right here to that LVN, and now we're coming back and testing my entry again here. Four ticks of risk now for a potential of a pretty nice breakout above. I just got taken out. -4. I'm long 72 on this push above the short-term supply. It's a little bit of a risky trade here because I'm at the top of the range, but then I'm also have the protection of all this volume here. So my expectation would be to come up and take out this high here and trade up into this, above this 94, into this untested supply. So anything above 94 is a good target. As usual, though, I'll be shooting for a push to the round number at 79. But like I said, anything above this high. Covered my risk here, allowing this a little bit of room to pull back to these highs here, but this is not looking good, and I need this to go. But like happens so many times, just like on that last trade, if I manage this to break even here, which is my expectation of a pullback, then I get taken out, and this is just so tired of that happening. So I got to give this a little bit of room. There's no difference between a break even and a -3 there. So if I had went break even there, that would have been, again, a pullback exactly to my entry, and this is the last push before the move up. So it's a fine line. See if we can break these highs here and go, but it's looking like that's pretty likely. Like on that last trade, it cost me at least a minimum of 20 because I de-risked early, came back to exactly to my entry, which was the LVN, which was an expected pullback, and then so that's just a piss poor management there. And so I got to get better at that, because I'm turning winning trades into break evens or even small slight losers because of arbitrary premature de-risks, and that's just not acceptable anymore. This trade is looking good in my opinion, though. We're starting to see Delta confirming that we might have some shorts trapped, but we'll see. That was the lot kind of spike down that I'd like to see, but if that doesn't hold, it's going to be problematic, and we're falling back in range here. That spike down, kind of a quick drop in price like that, is a great sign, and something that has taken me out so many times before, and that's what I like to see. So I gotta stop doing that. It was a nice long trade there. Came up and actually hit my 99 target, which would have been great, but just couldn't hold it in through this. It just really stalled out. I was feeling like easily could have came back to at least to this 78, 80 area. So being where my entry was pretty high in this range, I was happy to lock in 18 and instead of trying to wait for the final flush, but can't complain about that. I'm long 54 here, and we had a small low tick failure on some increased volume sitting on an LVN here, and my expectation is to come up and pop up through these highs, but I am going to, we are coming up into a little bit of supply above this area, so not the best trade, but I am able to lean on this low volume node here, have large volume behind me now, and I'm just going to see if we can get a pop up into these highs. Let's see if we can go here. Not much happening. Volume's pretty light now, but that's a nice little pop there. I'm going to de-risk now. And really we have room to get up into this volume at the 70, which would be a decent target. Probably going to be a reaction there, but a longer term target we really could see up into this 91. This could go, there's room really to go all the way back up into the round number. We'll see if that can happen. I mean, that'd be a big trade, but it's pretty volatile now. Definitely volatility has come back. The general market is pretty crazy as well, making new lows, low days here. So, and I'm going to get taken out, I believe. Survived by a tick so far. It's got to hold this volume anyway, so I don't mind taking a break even on this. But this is the pullback area that I would expect. So being on the right side of this is going to be pretty close. Let's see if we can get a pop here. If we can get a pop above this, the high that was just put in, I will lock in 10. I'm going to break even. It's got to pop above this volume here, or not really a big fan of being in the trade anymore. Here we go. Delta's not really confirming anything here either. There we go. That's not the best reaction on that push. We still haven't pushed above that last seller, but come on. That's not looking good. Volume's light again in this area, but we definitely have a potential to see some trapped shorts right here. Gotta push this, push them out here, and it should go. Delta is starting to push higher, so either gonna have sellers coming in here, or those shorts are gonna get pushed out here, but that's not looking good. And I just got taken out, +1.